What up? What up? What up, people? It's Emmanuel. I'm back once again with another power review. This one is of episode 12, season 6, of course. This one is titled He Always Wins. Now, this is the pause episode. Now, a lot of people weren't too excited about, pause having her own episode, so we got to see how this one turned out. So let's get right into it. So, episode opens. Paz is having nightmares about the whole Angela's death, and she has a nightmare about the night that she went to the hospital after she got the call that Angela got shot. So you can see it's still weighing heavily on her mind. She's kind of going crazy. And on top of that, she's dealing with her pops, who has dementia, and he doesn't even know who she is. She goes to help him out, and he doesn't know who she is. But the funny thing is that he doesn't know her, but when she brings up James St. Patrick, immediately he's triggered. He knows exactly who James is, and he knows that James ain't shit. And he tells her to stay away from James. And then on top of that, she's dealing with her son now. Her son wants to go back to school, but he can't. So on top of Angela's death, Paz's whole life is just in shambles. So we can see where the obsession is coming from and what is going to get her to the point where she becomes one of the 6 who possibly killed James. Okay, so now, and we see that Mock is back too. Well, he's not back, but Warner needed some information out of him to really get rid of Sax. He didn't really get too much, but it was interesting to see Mock back. He was chilling in Washington, away from all the crossfire. He got to avoid a lot of the craziness that's been going on with the at the bureau and all that. Did y'all see Paz's face when the news report showed that Jamie was running as the running mate for lieutenant governor? Yo, she was pissed the fuck off. So now that she sees that Angela's dead and her life is in shambles, and Jamie is just moving on clean. He's moving on so much that now he's the running mate, and his ticket is sure to win, basically. So that puts her in a whole another rage. So she goes to Tasha, asks Tasha for help to take Jamie down. Tasha lets her know that there's no taking James down. Basically, James always wins. And that's the theme of the episode. So Paz she's up against that. Jamie always winning and the people around him dying. Her sister is still dead. So then she goes to Sax, and Sax can't help her. So Jamie is still winning. So we're going through the episode of just Paz she's trying to find a way to beat Jamie, to get her revenge. So, and she's talking to her son in one of the scenes, and her son keeps it real with her that it was Angela's fault. She made the choices that she made. That's as much as Paz wants to only blame Jamie. Angela made her choice to keep messing with Jamie knowing how toxic he was. And we see that a couple of times in the episode where people keep letting her know also that Angela was a grown woman. She made her decision to be with Jamie. She didn't have to be with Jamie. And Tasha also told her that, that Angela made the decision to be with a married man and to take her husband. So Paz right now she has no option. So now she's willing to for the truth about Angela to come out. She's willing to put Angela's reputation on the line to get Jamie. So she tells the Fed to dig up the body so they can use the phone that she put in Angela's casket as evidence. Y'all saw Angela's arm. Her arm was looking like death. So they dig up the body and they find the phone, but the SIM card was damaged. So there's really nothing they could find on the phone that would incriminate Jamie. So again, he wins. Again, the theme of the episode, he still wins. But that phone actually, it incriminates Angela. So now, Paz could be losing the pension. So she did all that. She made them dig up the body. She compromised Angela's reputation that she was trying to protect before. And all for nothing because they can't use anything against Jamie. But they could use that to take Angela's pension. Everything, her reputation. So Paz tell them, maybe now, cause she wants to wear a wire to try to get Jamie to confess to everything with the wire. But they tell her there's no connecting Jamie to Angela's murder. So if she's wearing the wire, she's just wearing the wire to try to get him to confess to other crimes that they can arrest him for. But so now we're connecting the dots from the last episode. The last time she visited Ghost at Truth, we're now seeing what happened to lead up to that. She was actually wearing a wire when she went to see visit Ghost, and that confirms, because I was wondering why the hell was she so nice to Ghost when she went to see him that time. She never that pleasant with Ghost. That's because she was wearing a damn wire and she wanted that nigga to confess. So she went to talk to Ghost to try to get him to confess, and it looked like he was about to open up to her, but then she hit him with that tell me who killed my sister. Then Warner just flipped when she said that. She just ruined the whole thing, so she didn't get anything out of Jamie. Alright, so after this, now Paz went to Tommy and she asked Tommy to kill the man who killed. She told Tommy to kill the man who killed her sister. Tommy was like, I can't do that. So she don't know that. She's talking to the killer himself. So Tommy tells her that, he's not gonna kill James. And again, she tells Tommy that, her sister was a good person. And Tommy tells her she wasn't that good. So again, someone else tells her that Angela was no Satan and she made her decision. So basically Tommy kicks her out. Tommy's not gonna kill Ghost for her. Tommy knows damn well that he the one who pulled the trigger. What else we got here? So Paz's son notices, like he knows that his mother she's off the deep edge. She's off the deep end and he doesn't know what to do. They're not going to be able to move on. He knows that she's not going to be able to move on unless Ghost is dead or in prison. So he steals her gun. He's the one who stole the gun. Paz, originally, Paz was going to, she wanted to kill Ghost, but she came to her senses. But let's go back. So Paz is sleeping. Her son takes her gun, and he's going to kill Ghost. She catches up to him, and she, grabs the gun, tells him to go home. Paz decides, she's gonna kill Ghost. Somehow she gets into truth with a gun. I don't see how a big club in New York City, how the hell do you get it? Just walk in with a whole gun in your purse. But anyway, she goes in there and she's ready to kill Ghost, and she's ready to kill Ghost like out in public. So she's ready to just fuck up her whole life over this. So you know how deep it is for her. So, but she starts to remember. She starts to think back to everyone telling her that Angela wasn't an angel. She made her decisions to be with Ghost. That was her choice. And also Saxe told her that, she was, that Angela was working with them in a way. So now she's remembering all this, and she doesn't pull the trigger. She goes home. And this was before Truth closed, so she's out. Of course she wasn't the killer anyway, but she's out. She didn't kill her. So Paz wakes up to the news report that James is dead. Of course she's happy as hell. She wakes up her son and tells her, he's dead. And now for also Warner is out. So in a way, James always wins because he always beat the feds. He beat the feds again. So even now, Warner lost his job because since James was on that ticket, his popularity was growing politically. He became, the Democratic dude came in, the dude from the Democratic Party. He came in and he said James St. Patrick is property of the Democratic Party. So he warned Warner to cut his shit out, cut that whole investigation out. And in the end, it cost Warner his job, and then the Democratic Party is basically protecting James's image. So in that sense, James St. Patrick, he did win in that sense. He died, but he still won. He still won because his image is being protected. So Paz goes to see James's lawyer, and she's thinking that Angela was written into the will, but after Angela died, Jamie wrote Paz into the will. Paz wasn't going to accept the money, but she sees Tasha, and Tasha convinces her to take the money. And also, Tasha tells Paz that it was Tommy who killed Angela. Damn, Tasha snitched on the boy Tommy. So Paz is in a complete rage. She immediately walks out of there and goes to kill Tommy. She got the gun out and everything. She banging on the door like, Tommy, open up. But you banging on the door like that, he already knows something is up. He would have thought that you knew that he killed Angela, so he would have been ready. But so she's banging on the door. She sees the doors open. She opens the door and she walks in. Ain't shit there. That apartment is empty as fuck. And that apartment looks much bigger empty too. It didn't look that big when Tommy was living there, but he must be paying the grip for that in New York. That's a big space. So anyway, she walks in and the apartment is dead. Nothing is in there. Tommy, he gone. He was gone worse than when when Tasha walked into Silver's apartment and that shit was empty. That shit was like that the last episode of Fresh Prince when Will was in the house by himself. So yeah, Tommy is gone. So Paz, she can't take her shot at Tommy. So maybe she'll try in a future episode. But yeah, that's that's about it with this episode. It wasn't the best episode, and of course, Paz is not a main character, but at least we're starting to see a lot of accountability in terms of Angela. She made her choice. Ultimately, her death is, it's on her hands because she made her choice to be with James and pursue him and stay with him. Well, anyway, let me know what you thought about this episode 12. What are you looking forward to the next episode? All right, make sure you like this video. Let's talk about the episode as usual and share this video with your fellow Power fans and all that, and subscribe to the channel. So I'm gonna see y'all again next week for episode 13. All right, I'm out. Peace.